Hi everyone. As Sampo said, my name is Johan and I work as the press officer for Sailing Team Finland. And with me I have Ilka 7 sailor Valtteri, who is a Youth European class champion and the latest Ilka 7 European champion as well. And Valtteri also sailing with the 8-meter Sphinx, and their project are aiming for the World Championships in Turku in Finland this summer. Then we also have Oskari, who has a lot of sailing accolades. He's the 3-time Finn Under-23 World Champion, as well as Finn Gold Cup silver medalist, Universiad champion, lots of other European and World Championships in youth classes, and SSL captain, and a classic boat sailor as well. So welcome, Oskari, as well.
Thank you.
So Valtteri, your European Championship is quite recent. Can you recap to us how did it feel to actually win the race?
Thank you very much, Johan. As we know, professional sports, we face many different challenges. In the past years, I've also faced quite a lot of challenges, which I must say I'm very happy to overcome. And this title shows that. I'm very pleased at this point to have this first title under my name, but definitely I'm extremely hungry for more in the upcoming years.
How about Oskari? You've switched recently to the 49er class. How is your project going and what you're aiming for with doing?
So I used to sail Finn, but since it got kicked out from the Olympics, I had to find something else. So I started sailing 49er. I've been sailing that for 1.5 years now. The project has been going really well. We have had really promising results already. And the next qualifier for the Paris Olympics is going to be mid-April in here, France. And hoping to qualify, or believing to qualify there for the Olympics, and then we have the Olympics in the Paris, or in Marseille actually, early August and late.
And how about Valtteri? I guess you're not still satisfied with one medal in Ilka 7 class, so what are you aiming for long term?
Yes, well, I had a project towards the Paris Games. Unfortunately, in December, the Olympic Committee made the selection to send Karle Tapper. Congratulations for him. So unfortunately, I lost that qualification. And since that happened, my project towards the LA, Los Angeles Olympic Games in 2028 started. And then my goal is just to sail as many different boats as possible and learn about different kinds of boat classes as possible as I can. And obviously the 8-meter Worlds in Ireland.
And what we're going to talk about here today is how we are able to compete against powerhouse nations. And one inherent quality of just competing at the absolute highest level is that it's just really hard. And to compete at that level, we have to be efficient with our use of resources, and it is really critical to use both money, time, expertise. Everything has to be really efficient to be able to succeed. Finnish sailing, in the high-performance classes, we have quite few sailors at that level compared to the big nations, and we also have a fraction of the resources of the big countries. Still, we've been able to manage to achieve 20 European and World Championship medals in the 2000s, and we're also the most successful summer Olympic sport in Finland as a whole. That said, there's been a few years since the last medal, so we're hoping to add something to that in August in Paris. But that brings the question that how is this done? And I was supposed to answer this question, and I noticed that I really don't know the answer myself. But luckily, we have a lot of history and experts who've been part of the team for decades, so I went to ask them for advice. And the theme that came up from almost every discussion was international cooperation. It's played a part in the past, and right now it's playing a really big part of our whole operation, or how we do things. So we cooperate a lot with other countries, which is quite unique. Valtteri and Oskari, how does the international cooperation play part in your projects?
So we face a few different challenges. In Finland, we're a fairly small country, so the input of actual sailors is quite small. So we find a challenge to find proper training partners with the proper level. So in this, we have solved this problem to make a cooperation with different countries. Myself, as a ILCA 7 sailor, we are cooperating with the Norwegian sailing team, and this is solving the issue of finding proper training partners. And the next issue, or the challenge that we face, is to find good quality coaches and experts. And this is another thing that we are able to solve with cooperation with the Norwegian sailing team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we actually in 49 are cooperating with the Norwegians as well. So we have 2 Finnish teams and 1 Norwegian team with the same coach. And yeah, it's really efficient use of the limited resources we have. And also Norway is a small country, so it's efficient for them as well. And there are fun little aspects with this one as well, because if you would have like a team just within your own country, sailing is a bit strange sport in a sense that in Olympics there can be only 1 boat from each country. So actually, if we both qualify with the Norwegian in 49er, we can still do the same things we normally do in normal regattas and continue that in the Olympics as well, which is super helpful, I think, even in the Olympic level. And yeah, I mean, a lot of countries are doing cooperations, but not many are sharing coaches and all the information, because we're sharing all the information with the Norwegians. I was thinking about before, and we were talking about what we're gonna speak about, and I was thinking, like, only thing I don't know about the Norwegians, like I know all their trims, everything. The only thing we don't share, I don't know their the physical program they're doing. I mean, if I want to know, I can ask them. For sure, they will tell me. But yeah, that's we have separate. But yeah,
100%. Yeah. And it's nice to have your teammate at the Olympics. Since if you only have Finnish training partners, this is cannot be possible. And obviously, the openness, I believe, it's a good thing. It forces the athletes to actually innovate and to find new ways to gain edge on the other sailors.
Yeah, exactly. I think also having a different country involved as well maybe keeps the things a bit more open, because like once we're getting towards the Olympic selections within a country, like even if you would have a team with few Finnish teams, they start to get a bit like not maybe super open anymore, because there's only one spot for the Olympics, so you're competing against your own teammates, which on a level it's good, but if it goes too far, then it's not good. I mean,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and the situation is still quite unique, because in most sports at the national team levels, information is really not shared. It's seen like a competitive tool to keep information for yourself. And there's been quite a bit of interest from other sports as well, just to ask us, and we've been presenting it to other sports, what we are doing in sailing and why we are doing international cooperation. So we have presentations to representatives from other sports, just to show them that what we are doing and what the benefits are from what we're doing. And one would imagine that Finland, it's a seafaring nation. We have a long-standing history of boat builders, sail makers. We have a lot of knowledge in meteorology, understanding conditions, and so forth. So one would imagine that we would like to keep this for ourselves if we have an edge on others. But is there anything that you don't share with the other teams?
Yeah, I guess I answered that a bit. Not really. I don't think we keep anything from the Norwegians.
I believe the core value is being 100% open, and like I said, this forces for innovative things and etc.
Yeah. And then we also get a lot of information, because Norwegians have their own strengths in, like, they're really strong with the physical side, like with the skiing and different stuff. So then we get different knowledge from them and from their professionals as well.
actually one question to ask, which was when we were presented, we have the challenge of ice during winter. So how has that played any part in your like junior years going through? What have you been doing in the winter to support your development?
Well, in the winter we tried to get as much out of the Finnish sea as possible, but around December, November the ice came, and that's when we had to stop. But at this stage we have the luxury of traveling a bit more and getting the warmer conditions and getting most out of them. But,
yeah, I think it creates difficulties when you're young and you can't travel that much.
Yeah.
But in a sense, it's a good thing as well, because then you take most out of what you have. So when it's the summertime, you go sailing and training, even if it's like bad weather.
Yeah.
Whereas in some other countries where you can sail all year round, it might skip some trainings because of that. Then, yeah, it gives boost of confidence when you know that you've been sailing when it's snowing and like -2 degrees and a bit ice on the deck. So then when it's raining 10 degrees, you know that you've been through more difficult situations as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's some use of that also. If there's worse conditions at a competition somewhere in Europe or around,
Yeah.
if the weather gets worse, I guess we're quite fine on that part.
Actually, I remember we had one. I think it was a medal race we had in Miami or somewhere. It was like super gray and like not too warm. I mean, it wasn't cold. It was like a bit less than 20 degrees. But like raining like heaps, and I see like all the guys are like really miserable going out, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty all right. So yeah.
Going back to my discussions with other experts, another thing that many of them pointed out was that Finland is not really a systematic machine that produces these sailors. There's not like a long line of that the system just pushes out sailor after sailor. Because from each age group, from the juniors, on average, there's like one sailor that makes it to the national team, and the goal from those who make it to the national team, that's not like the end goal, what they're striving for, because they're targeting like to go to the absolute limit. So there's quite few sailors that make it through this system. So we have been able to find strong independent athletes who have winning mentalities, and they and their families, their partners, have had to do a lot of work on side of what we are able to support as the team. How would you say that your project have been built up, and how much work do you have to actually do outside of the sailing?
Yeah, I mean, for me it works really well. That's really athlete-centric system. For sure, we get like less sailors going through, but the sailors we get through the process are quite strong, I would say. Gives a lot to like all the different aspects of life, like thinking about future work or something. Gives a lot of good things as well. And then it's quite different from some other countries, but I think it's working pretty well. And once you get through the process and you achieve something, I think the sense of achievement is even bigger, since you know that you personally done most of the work. And I mean, obviously you get like feedback. We have Martin, our meteor guy, somewhere here. He can tell that maybe left side is better today, but ultimately you're the one who's calling the shots and deciding.
Yeah, I mean, you have the sense of freedom that you have to know how to use in a proper way, basically.
Yeah, and there is a lot of responsibility with the freedom as well.
100%.
Yeah, and another aspect of our athletes is that they are really smart. Most of our athletes in the team are studying at university level, and that is a key part of success. Through the years, we've had athletes that have been educated as doctors, lawyers, engineers. We even have a former sailing world champion as a minister in Finland today. So we have really smart athletes that make it through, and these guys are laughing, but it plays a role. They are really smart. Would you like to present? You're both studying, so what are you studying for your dual career?
Yeah, currently I'm studying the Aalto University School of Business, and I believe it's a good thing to study alongside professional sport. I think it gives you some tools, let's say, for leading your own project, and also for the financial side of things. I think there's many upside to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I actually just finished my bachelor's in industrial engineering and management, and now continuing to masters. But yeah, I've always done the sailing as a primary, and then studying as much as I could. And I think, as you said, they both studying brings a lot to sailing, and also sailing brings a lot to studying and like team building and teamwork and running projects and stuff. Yeah, and also studying, you're spending most of the time sailing, so sometimes it's good to get your head out of sailing as well. So studying is a really good way to do that.
Yeah, it's a balance, finding the balance.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Do we have any questions from the audience for Oskari or Valtteri?
Oskari, you ski a lot.
Do I? Yeah. So there's 2 Norwegians. Jeppe is the crew. For sure I would beat him, like no question about it. But Matthias used to be a pro skier, so I think I would struggle a bit. Yeah.
Definitely.
But actually, Valtteri does skiing a lot. He just bought the roller skis, because I have roller skis with me when we're traveling, but he just bought as well.
Yeah, I bought them, but also in our cooperation team we have Herman Tomasgar, who also used to be more or less a professional cross-country skier, so I doubt I would beat him either.
Yeah, I've skied with him. He's pretty good, so I wouldn't race against him. Yeah.
We had another question here.
Yeah.
Just a question. When did you go from I'm sailing for fun to, oh, I might want to go for the Olympics? What age, what key point?
So for me, it would have been around. I stopped sailing Optimist quite early, and I sailed for Europe class for 3 years, and I started doing pretty well in Europe class. So there, I started to think about maybe it could be something that I could do like on a high level. I also had different sports, but that was like around 16, 17 would have been the time.
For me, at a relatively young age, I believe I was maybe 14, I always wanted to be a professional athlete. I used to do track and field, alpine skiing, and then sailing I picked as my main sport, and I knew that this is, I believed in my capabilities and on a fairly young age. Yeah.
Any other questions? There's one in the back row.
Have you ever considered including this into your program, because it's very competitive and a lot of dynamics also help in the summer sailing, and just looking at the sail sometimes works.
Yeah, 100% agree. And it's a good way to, yeah. Actually, I tried ice sailing, like it. Pretty cold, but fast as well. And yeah, with the speeds, it's actually pretty close to foiling and all because the apparent wind is so high. But unfortunately, don't have enough time during the winter at the moment. But maybe after Olympic sailing is done, I would consider sailing ice sailing. Yeah, but it's fun, super fun.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If I get a chance, I'll hop into a sled and go fast.
Yeah.
We have a question here.
Tomorrow.
Okay. We'll keep in mind. We'll keep this in mind.
Yeah. One more question.
Yeah, Valtteri, I had a pleasure to compete with you on board Sphinx.
Yeah.
Once, and I've really admired your competitive spirit.
Thank you.
That was really lifted the whole crew. And what can you tell about your road towards the World Championships on board Sphinx? Do you have a younger crew now?
Yeah, we have a younger crew. I believe we have the young energy in this crew, and I mean, we're pushing towards that, and I think we'll make something big happen in this regatta, for sure.
Yeah, and as presented, so our sailors are doing a lot of different curriculums, a lot of different classes, a lot of different things with sailing. And that's one way that we can all support sailing, is just to keep up the culture, sail all kinds of boats, and just be curious about sailing. And that's a way to help everyone who is trying to sail or just make it to the top. And there's one more way you can help, and that is we have down by the lobby, by the stairs, our equipment partner Heli Hansen was kind enough to make some support shirts for the team, and all the proceedings go to support the team and these guys and trying to make it through the Olympics. So please come there, buy a shirt or a cap for your summer sailing, and thanks for us, and let's continue.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.